मैत्रेय संवाद के इस अंक में आप सबों का स्वागत है। मैत्रेय संवाद एक वो मंच है जहां कोई वैसे आदमी जिन्होंने अपने जीवन में कुछ बहुत बड़ा हासिल किया हो या विषम परिस्थितियों में अपने आप को खड़ा किया हो और वो वैसी स्थिति बने जिससे कि सामान्य जन भी बहुत प्रेरित हो सके, तो ऐसी स्थिति में जब भी कोई वैसी शख्सियत से हमारा सामना होता है तो हम लोग मैत्रेय संवाद के थ्रू उनको समझने की कोशिश करते हैं, उनकी जीवन यात्रा, उनका अपना संघर्ष। और इसी कड़ी में आज हमारे साथ एक युवा एंटरप्रेन्योर शाश्वत विक्रम जी हैं। शाश्वत विक्रम जी, आपका बहुत स्वागत है। मैं अपने देखने वालों के लिए एक ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन दूं कि आपने अपनी शुरुआती शिक्षा भागलपुर और पटना में हासिल करने के बाद कंप्यूटर साइंस में बीटेक किया और अपने कैंपस इंटरव्यू को डिनाई करने के बाद आपने तय किया कि आप एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की तरफ जाएंगे और आपने पहले अपने एक मित्र के साथ मिलकर एक कंपनी फाउंड की edugorilla.com और समय के साथ अपनी यात्रा में ये दिल्ली एनसीआर के अलावा ये यूपी का सबसे बड़ा स्टार्टअप बना। यह टेक्नोलॉजी के फील्ड में काम करता है। एजुकेशन के साथ इनकी टीम बढ़ती गई और इस तरह से यात्रा शुरू होती है। तो मुख्य तौर पे 3 हिस्सों में मैं आपसे बात करना चाहूँगा। मैं पहले शाश्वत विक्रम जी को इंट्रोड्यूस करूँ। 3 हिस्से में पहली, अपने बीटेक को पूरा करने के बाद जब आपने तय किया कि आप एक टेक्नोलॉजी फर्म क्रिएट करेंगे, तो उस विजन के साथ वो जिस रास्ते चली, रास्ते में चढ़ने वाली कुछ ठहराव, कुछ संघर्ष, तो कैसे टीम बनती है, उस पर हम लोग अपनी बात रखें। तो जैसे जैसे बात आगे बढ़ेगी वैसे हम लोग आगे बढ़ाएंगे। तो आप बताएं अपनी यात्रा के बारे में हम लोगों को।
थैंक यू सोमेश जी। मेरी जर्नी आज से 10 साल पहले स्टार्ट हुई थी और हम लोग 2 लोगों ने मिलके एडटेक, जो एजुकेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी सेगमेंट है मार्केट का, हमने वहाँ पे स्टार्ट किया। और ऑनेस्टली अगर आप मुझसे पूछते उस वक्त ये जर्नी कैसा दिखेगा, तो मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं था। एंड हमारा उस वक्त का विजन एक बहुत फंडामेंटल प्रॉब्लम के ऊपर बेस्ड था, क्योंकि एक बहुत बड़ा गैप एग्जिस्ट कर रहा था मार्केट में स्टेट लेवल एग्जाम्स के लिए, खास करके कि बहुत ज़्यादा क्वालिटी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर था एजुकेशन का सेंट्रल लेवल एग्जाम्स लाइक इंजीनियरिंग या मेडिकल के लिए। बट जो स्टेट लेवल गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम्स होते हैं, जो पूरे भारत में 5000 से ज़्यादा होते हैं, वहाँ पे एक बहुत बड़ा गैप था। एक डेटा ड्रिवन वे ऑफ टीचिंग स्टूडेंट्स एंड हाउ कैन वी इंक्रीज देयर चांस ऑफ सक्सेस टू क्रैक अ एग्जाम, क्योंकि इनमें से अगर कोई एक बच्चा भी ये एग्जाम क्रैक करता है तो उसका पूरा फैमिली का पूरा डेस्टिनी चेंज हो जाता है। तो इस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए हमने स्टेट लेवल एग्जाम्स पे पूरा कंपनी स्टार्ट किया था। ये हमारा स्टार्टिंग का विजन था। एंड जैसे हम लोग उसमें एंटर किए, मैं इवेंचुअली आऊँगा कि कैसे ये चीज़ें हमें यहाँ तक लाई आज जहाँ पे हम लोग हैं, कि हमारा मल्टीपल ऑफिसेज इंडिया में है, इंडिया के बाहर हमारे 2 ऑफिसेज हैं, 600 प्लस लोग की टीम हमारे साथ जुड़ी हुई है। तो मैं इवेंचुअली आऊँगा स्टेप बाय स्टेप। तो जो पहला हमारा जर्नी का स्टेप था टू बी एन एडटेक कंपनी, उसमें बहुत जल्दी हमें कुछ चीज़ रियलाइज हो गया कि हमारे जो कॉम्पिटिटर्स थे एट दैट टाइम, बाइजू, अनअकैडमी, इन लोग के पास इन्होंने hundreds of millions of dollars रेज किए थे to be in the same space. So we knew very well that we cannot outspend them, but we could have definitely out-engineered them. So we started asking some very specific set of questions. We were not asking how can we hire more people, how can we spend more. We were asking a very fundamental question to ourselves: how can we create systems that will help us scale faster and efficiently. And ये thought process allowed us to create very important patents, in fact 6 patents, जिसमें कि 2 पेटेंट बहुत यूजफुल थे हमारे AI कंपनी के लिए, जो हमारा भी करंट अवतार है। एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दीज technical driven approach of content creation, it allowed us to go into 1600 exams across the country, और हमारा जो नियरेस्ट कॉम्पिटिटर था वो 400 से 500 एग्जाम मैक्स में कवर करता था। तो विथ अ वेरी स्मॉल नंबर ऑफ टीम बट with the right systems we were able to scale into hundreds of exams in a very frugal way. So we were not, our unit economics of business was very solid कि हम अगर 10 पैसे कमा रहे हैं तो 15 पैसे नहीं जला रहे, whatever which everyone else was doing. That is why it eventually got shut off, reduced a lot. For example, Byju's are shut today and Academy has downsized by firing thousands of employees because they were trying to grow business in a certain way कि ठीक है, let's burn 10 rupees if you are earning 1 rupee in the hope कि one day you will become profitable, which is not the healthy way to grow it. And we were a very disciplined way how to grow the business in a very strategic way. And in fact, all of these things which we were doing was not like an AI company or not like anything else what we are today. So I would say our journey was everything, or our journey was identified by everything except it was non-linear. So what our only thing that we were doing very well ki at every step we were making the best solutions, and eventually it all started connecting much later. So in fact, what many people have rightly said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. So the EdTech company was not an AI company. The patents that were being created would not revolutionize the AI training process, because of which Google, Microsoft, Amazon, in fact all the frontier AI labs of the world would come to Uttar Pradesh to collaborate with us. None of it looks like an AI company. The processes, the scaling problems and everything which we did on the way. But because we did the best in every single step, it connected everything into a very beautiful journey in the end. And one stage I would define as the stage of adversity and the stage of reinvention, which actually we went through. So around 2024, all our EdTech journey that we had made and all the patents we had published, and those patents came into the public domain, because of which we got some interest from Google and Microsoft that they read our process, how we were creating synthetic data for increasing the students' chance of increasing or cracking that specific exam. And they asked us, can you give us this data for our model training? Because at that time the entire AI industry was going through very fundamental challenges, and one challenge was the hallucination problem, जिसका आम मतलब ये है कि आपके पास जो मॉडल्स हैं वो PhD लेवल क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, बट उनसे आप अगर थोड़ा ट्रिकी तरीके से स्कूल लेवल प्रॉब्लम पूछोगे तो वो गलतियां कर देते हैं. Which doesn't make sense कि you can solve the PhD level problem but you get stumped on a school level problem. So everyone knew this hallucination problem. Google knew it, Microsoft knew it, Amazon knew it, and the world's best AI researchers were trying to solve it, and all of them were trying to solve it in a different way. So you can think of 3 axes to solve this hallucination problem. First axis is the axis of scaling laws, where everything remains same, your model's size increases. So we can think of the size of models as neurons in our brain. If you increase the number of neurons, the models become smarter. So last 5 years of the AI industry was in fact defined by the scaling laws only. We went from thousands of parameters to millions of parameters model. From millions we went to billions, and the models kept going smart. But eventually it came to a phase of saturation where going from billions of parameters to trillions, the models were not becoming smarter, and it became very expensive to train the model. So it was a path of dead end. Next other path in which these companies were solving the hallucination problem was the axis of architecture, where more efficient architectures led to much smarter models at a much cheaper inference cost. But the problem with this axis is it takes years of R&D to come to an architecture that can take you quantum leap ahead from where you were at that time. And therefore, it's a non-predictable path of solving the hallucination problem. And on our journey, we had somehow prepared ourselves to solve the same hallucination problem via axis 3, which is the axis of synthetic data that we had pioneered in the edtech space, because we wanted to go into more number of exams by not hiring much more number of people. So we were trying to use the existing content that we had made to create content which was suitable for more number of exams in a very technical way, so that we don't have to hire more subject matter experts. So this was eventually one of the patent, and it turns out that it is the synthetic data with metadata is the gold mine of model training, which reduces hallucination. So our journey was nothing but non-linear. We couldn't have imagined that edtech company, the scaling problems, the patents will one day help us become someone that all the frontier labs in the world will come to us for their model training. And then comes the biggest turning point, in which I met with a very severe accident.
Wait. I'll stop you. सामान्य लोगों के समझने के लिए कुछ बात बताऊं कि जैसे एक जर्नी, सामान्य सी जर्नी शुरू होती है और वो वर्ल्ड चेंजिंग आइडियाज पे आके खड़ी हो जाती है, और उसमें क्रिएटिवली अपने को कैसे बदलने की जरूरत पड़ती है, कि जैसे हम लोगों ने कुछ वो स्पेस देख लिया जो उसके पहले नहीं देखा था। जैसे खिड़की से देखना शुरू किया हो, पूरा आसमान दिख गया हो, उस समय क्या मन में आया कि बड़े कंपटीटर को हम लोग कैसे उस दबाव में आए बिना अपने को कम समय में लेके चले। ये क्वेश्चन मैं इस पर्सपेक्टिव से पूछ रहा हूँ कि ऐसी यात्रा कई लोग अलग अलग छोर पे देश और दुनिया के हिस्से में कर रहे होंगे, जो कहीं आगे जाके अपनी ऊंचाई पे पहुंचने के पहले गिर जाते हैं। तो उनको कैसे मदद मिले, वो थॉट प्रोसेस में जाने की मैं कोशिश करता हूँ, कुछ थॉट प्रोसेस पे लेके थोड़ी देर के लिए उसमें जा।
तो इसमें एक चीज जो ध्यान देने का, कि बहुत बार आपको ये नहीं मालूम हो सकता है कि आपका ये जो जर्नी आप स्टार्ट कर रहे हो वो कहाँ ले जाएगा आपको, क्योंकि दिस इज व्हाट आई मेंशन्ड कि यू कैन नॉट कनेक्ट द डॉट्स लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड, यू कैन ओनली कनेक्ट देम लुकिंग बैकवर्ड। सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज कि आप जिस भी पड़ाव पे हैं, यू ट्राई टू क्रिएट द बेस्ट वर्क ऑफ योर लाइफ विदाउट थिंकिंग कि वेयर इट माइट लीड इन फ्यूचर। आप जिस भी स्टेप पे हैं, चूंकि इट इज इम्पॉसिबल, मतलब लाइफ इज अ वेरी मिस्टीरियस थिंग, इट ओपन्स पाथ्स इन वेज यू हैव नेवर इमेजिन्ड। So what you can do is कि at every step try to create the best work of your life, and the moment you keep doing it step by step, all of it will converge in the end, and you will see you have reached a point where it's beyond your dreams. So for example, for us, the edtech company was never an AI company. The patents which we were trying to create to solve our scaling problem, क्योंकि we didn't have that deep pockets to compete with our competitors, so we knew कि we can out edge them in technical approach. So we went so deep कि it didn't let us revolutionize one industry, it let us revolutionize many other places, and it's a classic template which has worked in history. So let me give one more example on this. So Apple, how it started. Today Apple is a bit different, it has become more of a status symbol, but its initial journey was very different. So in 1984, there was, so Steve Jobs at that time was very young in his, and he and Steve Wozniak were the main two people. He was the product person and he was the person who played the orchestra, Steve Jobs. So at that time, when they were creating the Macintosh, so Macintosh, the first Macintosh came out in 1985, and when he was working on that Macintosh project, he hired not just the best computer scientists in the world, he hired those people who had a balance of technical edge, and in real life they were artists. So they were poets or photographers or painters. So what happened that when they came in, they brought that creative energy. And Macintosh, when it came out, it failed for the industry it was created for. So Macintosh was originally created to be sold to universities so that it can become a tool for student research and scientific discoveries, but it failed in that specific industry. But it revolutionized few other industries for which it was not planned for. So in fact, the first laser printer which we had was created for that Macintosh computer. It revolutionized the music industry because many people could plug in their musical devices through a MIDI protocol which they had created. And such templates keep happening. In fact, when Steve Jobs was thrown out from Apple as well, he created the next computer which was again built for something very different, but the internet which we use today, and whose founder is considered, or father is considered, Tim Berners-Lee. He created the HTTP protocol on the first next computer for which it was not intended for. So the common template is, if you keep doing the best at that specific step without thinking where it might lead into, it connects in very beautiful ways. And one more thing which I want to add is the idea of building capabilities and resilience above product, because products can become obsolete. Companies' business model can die overnight because markets change. But when you build capabilities, you can basically reinvent yourself. You can go into new markets which you have not basically planned for. So building capabilities and resilience is very important. So that is what I was coming to with this point, that all of these things that Google was coming to us, it was making sense. But then we went through a very dark phase in which I went with an accident and
okay. Let me have few words for the audience कि इसके बाद जब सब कुछ लगा बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है तो एक भयानक एक्सीडेंट हुआ, जिसके विस्तार से तो मैं शाश्वत से ही सुनना चाहूँगा। लेकिन उसके बीच में ऐसा हुआ कि वर्कहोलिक मैन होने के नाते रात दिन काम में डूबे हुए एक दिन ऑफिस से निकलते हैं और रास्ते में लेट नाइट एक्सीडेंट हो जाता है, तो ऑफिस से घर के रास्ते में। लेकिन जब वो एक्सीडेंट होता है तो इतना मैसिव था कि पूरा हेड इंजरी मैसिवली, पूरा बोन्स फ्रैक्चर्ड। फ्यू आवर्स लेटर जब हम लोग हॉस्पिटल में थे तो डॉक्टर्स ने सर्वाइवल चांस 5% 6% ही बताया, इससे ज़्यादा कोई चांस नहीं था। लेकिन मिरेकल होता है, मिरेकल हुआ और हम लोगों ने होता हुआ देखा। और इस घटने को सिर्फ 5 महीना के आसपास बीता है। तो अब उस डार्क फेज पहला कि अब लाइफ में सब कुछ लगे स्मूथ चल रहा हो, तब भी कई बार सिचुएशन वैसा आता है जो हम लोगों को उस स्थिति में पहुंचा देता है जहां पर लोग अपना हिम्मत हार जाता है और फिर वहां से उठे कैसे और आगे की यात्रा करे कैसे। तो वो स्थिति पे मैं अब इनसे सुनना चाहता हूँ कि हम लोगों को ये पता था कि ये कोमा में है, लंबे समय तक है, होश में नहीं है, और सीधी जो सर्जरी हो रही है 12-12 घंटे की सर्जरी हो रही है। स्कल खुला हुआ है पूरे, यहाँ से यहाँ पर स्टिचेज है, पूरे दोनों जॉज पे स्टेक लगा हुआ है, आप आइज के नीचे फ्रैक्चर्ड है, ये बोन्स फ्रैक्चर्ड है, लेग फ्रैक्चर्ड है। ये हम लोग बाहर से देख रहे हैं, लेकिन पेशेंट के अंदर क्या चल रहा है जब वो जितना भी होश आता होगा और आगे की यात्रा के बारे में उनके मन में क्या चलता होगा। अब आप इस नजरिए से इस बात को रखें कि अगर दूसरा कोई उस जगह से गुजरे तो वो वैसे ही प्रेरणा लेके आगे बढ़े, जैसे कि H.W. लॉन्गफेलो ने साम ऑफ लाइफ में कहा था कि वेयर ए शिप ब्रेक ब्रदर कैन सी टेक एंड something like that. Lives of great men all remind us that their footprints can send on the sands of time. Something तो वैसा कोई दूसरा भी यात्री जो इस जगह पे देख रहा होगा ऐसी स्थिति में, वो कैसे प्रेरणा ले और कैसे आगे बढ़े।
मेरी जो रिकवरी जर्नी थी इस एक्सीडेंट के बाद, मैं 3 चीज़ को एट्रीब्यूट करता हूँ। एक तो भगवान का ग्रेस, मतलब हिज ब्लेसिंग्स। सेकंड, जो मास्टरी ऑफ डॉक्टर्स जिन्होंने मुझे ऑपरेट किया। एंड थर्ड, जो मेरा लाइफस्टाइल रहा था लास्ट 10 साल का। तो मैं थर्ड पे अभी स्टार्ट करता हूँ। जो लास्ट का 10 साल का मेरा लाइफस्टाइल था, क्योंकि आप जब कोमा में होते हो तो आपका जो ब्रेन का नेचुरल वर्किंग रिदम है वो डिसाइड करता है कि वेदर यू विल सर्वाइव और, क्योंकि वहां पे आप अनकॉन्शियस रहते हो। इट्स नॉट कि कॉन्शियसली आप पुश कर रहे हो, जो अनकॉन्शियस बिहेवियर है वो डिसाइड करता है। जो लास्ट का जो मेरा 10 साल था, इट वॉज डिफाइंड बाय नेवर टेलिंग नो, ट्राइंग टू फाइंड solutions when you are constrained by thousands of factors, trying to outgrow the companies who are thousands of times bigger than you, much deeper pockets than you, much better positioned to hire the world's best scientists. So this was the journey of never saying no, that you cannot do anything. That was my journey. So when I was unconscious, the brain was operating like that, ki it cannot give up, it cannot say no. And that was also one of the reasons how I could recover and get back on my feet from a very severe brain trauma. So, and while I was going through this phase, the company was going through its own crisis. So the senior leadership had exited. Most of the C-level executives, CMO, CEO, all these had also exited. And there was a very deep negative sentiments that was very strategically spread across our investor networks. And on the other end, I was fighting for my life. So it was looking that this is the end of the chapter. But no, it wasn't. Because collectively, what all of us had built over the years was that resilience and capability.
Exactly.
Which was, it was not that for the first time we were going through a phase of crisis. We had gone through it many times when we were trying to survive some of the worst waves of the market, including the corona phase as well. So we invented ourselves once again. We kept pushing when everything told us it will not work, and eventually it allowed us to deliver some of the greatest results which the big techs had never seen. So the product which we had given them, it allowed to solve the hallucination problem in ways that they had never seen, because all of them were trying to solve it in a very different axis. And our past avatar was defined in stress testing the students. How can we help them in cracking the exam? And nobody knew that the same rubrics of evaluation could be used for model as well. Ki how can we help models hallucinate less? So an edtech company was so uniquely positioned to help solve the hallucination problem, was completely unimaginable. It was everything but non-linear way of moving ahead. So that was our story in different phases, and the core characteristics which kept us pushing forward when everything told to stop.
It seemed unreal.
Yes.
ऐसा, और इसको छोटे लेवल पे कई लोगों की यात्रा ऐसे ही होती है कि जब वो यात्रा शुरू कर रहे होते हैं तो लगता है कि उनके सामने जो कंपटीटर हैं वो बहुत बड़े हैं, बहुत बड़े पॉकेट के साथ हैं जी, जो कि उनकी भी यात्रा ऐसे ही शुरू हुई होगी 4-5 डिकेड 3 डिकेड पहले। और जो लोग उस फेज में मेंटल लेवल पे अपने को कोप अप नहीं कर पाया वो तो वही कहीं रह जाता है, और जो उस ऑब्स्टेकल को पार करके आगे बढ़ता है तो फिर लाइफ नया चैप्टर और नया डायमेंशन खोलता है। और इसलिए भी बहुत एक्साइटिंग है बात करना कि ये रियल लाइफ में होता हुआ दिखा है। तो इसका एक दूसरा पहलू, जब पहली बार 3 महीने कुछ दिन के बाद उठ के आप अपने ऑफिस पहुंचे और बिखरे हुए सेटअप को रिकलेक्ट करना था, तो उस समय अपने एम्प्लॉय, सबऑर्डिनेट्स, कलीग्स को कैसे आपने कम्युनिकेट किया और कैसे उनको वापस इस बात के लिए विश्वास दिलाया कि हर कुछ बिखरा नहीं है, हम लोग मिलकर वापस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं एक नया वर्ल्ड।
करेक्ट।
उसके बारे में कुछ बताएं।
सो जब मैं फर्स्ट डे गया था ऑफिस में, चीज़ें बहुत नेगेटिविटी थी, क्योंकि बहुत लोग जिनके पास हमारे बहुत कोर एसेट्स का एक्सेस था, हमारी प्रोप्राइटरी डेटा, प्रोप्राइटरी टेक्नोलॉजी और अ लिस्ट ऑफ क्लाइंट्स, क्योंकि आपके जब चीफ बिजनेस ऑफिसर एग्जिट करते हैं तो ही इज बेसिकली द फ्रंट फेस ऑफ client interaction or these frontier labs interaction. So these people go with a lot of very essential elements that makes us who we are at that time. So it was a very big mess when I had gone back. So हमारे लखनऊ में 2 सेपरेट ऑफिसेज हैं, तो मैंने सबको एक ही ऑफिस में बुलाया, एक ही छत के नीचे, एंड आई स्टार्टेड एड्रेसिंग सम ऑफ द वेरी फंडामेंटल insecurities which people had in their mind, क्योंकि बहुत systematically it was misinformation was being spread कि भाई कंपनी अब बंद होने वाली है, जिनको अपने सिक्योरिटी चाहिए वो चेंज कर लीजिए. So when I came back, I reminded people of 2-3 things. One is our root, our DNA, who we are, and that this current phase is not a new thing. Many times it had happened earlier where everyone thought we might not survive. Even at one point of time, we stopped taking salaries for 6 to 8 months, the entire senior leadership team, so that we can pay all our team members. So we had gone through a lot of tough phases. So we reminded them this is not a new thing. And I also reminded them of what a true warrior means. And it is something that it's a very popular doha from the Sikh Guru, the 10th Sikh Guru, Guru Gobind Singh, who was a great warrior, and some of the lines which he said had been adopted in popular movies as well, like Sam Bahadur, which is the story of Sam Manekshaw, who was the chief of Indian Army Staff, and in Dhurandhar as well, and in other movies, which said, "Sura so pehchaniye jo lade deen ke het, पुर्जा पुर्जा कट मरे कबू ना छड्डे खेत," which loosely translates to कि when you are fighting for a cause, when you are fighting for some higher purpose, even if all the limbs get cut off your body, you never leave the battlefield. That is what पुर्जा पुर्जा कट मरे कबू ना छड्डे खेत. So it was about telling them that the greatest, about our team members, that the greatest time of this company is ahead of us, because we are so uniquely positioned, because we had opened a big data center and we were trying to solve problems with the capabilities that we had developed, that none of the frontier AI companies in the world was positioned. We had already set up multiple offices in 2 countries, in Africa and in Indonesia, and 4 more were coming up in Shanghai, San Francisco, Seoul and Dubai, because we had to set up our offices in places where these frontier labs were operating, because if we were working very closely with them, only then we get to know about problems before they have become a mainstream market standard. So we were very uniquely positioned in terms of our capacity and in terms of our connections to solve some of the toughest challenges which was derailing this AI company. So I was trying to communicate with them that the best days of this company is ahead of us, and the capabilities that we had developed, it can't be copied overnight, it cannot be created by burning more capital. So we are very uniquely positioned, so let's build it together. So that was the message which I was trying to convey them on that day.
Great. तो अभी हम लोग आज की तारीख में तकरीबन वैसे ही जगह पे हैं जहां इस 2 बाधाओं को आपने पार कर लिया, टीम वापस बिल्ड होने लगी. अब अपने नए इमर्जिंग मार्केट जो वर्ल्ड की टॉप टेक कंपनीज है, वो उनको कैसे आपकी जरूरत पड़ी या वो कैसे आप पे डिपेंडेंट है और आपने कैसे उनको आउट स्मार्ट किया, उसके बारे में कुछ बताएं.
तो जितने भी आप आज के दिन में AI एजेंट्स यूज करते हो, फॉर एग्जांपल ChatGPT हुआ, Gemini हुआ, या एंथ्रोपिक का क्लॉड हुआ, तो ये सारे कंपनीज एक बहुत फंडामेंटल प्रॉब्लम से क्रॉस कर रहे थे, जिसके बारे में डिस्कस कर रहा था, हैलुसिनेशन का प्रॉब्लम। एंड आप अगर ऑब्जर्व करोगे कि ये कंपनीज कैसे अपना मॉडल बनाती हैं, तो इट गोज थ्रू 3 डिफरेंट स्टेज। स्टेज 1 इज द स्टेज ऑफ प्री ट्रेनिंग, स्टेज 2 इज द स्टेज ऑफ फाइन ट्यूनिंग, and stage 3 is the stage of RLHF, which is called reinforced learning through human feedback. And most of the companies का जो तरीका था solve करने का, it was limited to stage 2 and 3. In stage 1 very few advancements were happening, and stage 1 में क्या होता है कि they take a very large amount of data, trillions of tokens, and then they train the model to learn intelligence. So the model becomes very good in understanding patterns. So all the models which you interact with, their main workhorse is transformers, which is what came out in 2017, and it revolutionized the entire industry. Now the problem that was plaguing the industry was they were making models very good in stage 1 that was able to predict the next word based on the words which has come before. So the way these models work is, whenever you pose a question, it starts with a one word and then it decides based on the word which has come before what's the next most likely word. In fact, it's a very beautiful statistical model which my Nana ji had basically pioneered when he had opened the statistical department in TNB college. So I would say he was very far futured in his sense, because at that time no one was thinking statistics in that way. So they have a very statistical model of predicting the next word based on the word which has come before. So models become very good in understanding patterns, but they don't become very good in understanding concepts. And the way these companies were solving it, it was on the two axes which I was discussing earlier, the axis of scaling laws and the axis of architecture. And the third axis was completely unexplored, which we had pioneered. And it was not something that we went to them. When our patents came into the public domain, these companies are always looking out, because these companies are always in fear that I might not be beaten by a big giant. I might be beaten by some two kids in their garage trying to create something brand new. So they always keep analyzing the patents which keeps getting published in the public domain. So that is when they got to know our synthetic data generation pipeline, which we had pioneered to go into more number of exams with much smaller head count of teachers and subject matter experts. So when we gave them our data, they were very shocked कि how beautifully it was helping them solve the hallucination problem, because of which they came back to us and told, can you give us 1 million more data points based on the exact same architecture? That is when we got to know कि what we had built can be reused very beautifully for AI model training. And it was a very, I would say, a learning experience for us, because our business model was very different before this time. It was a pure B2B and B2C business model. It was never an enterprise driven business model. So we didn't even know how to price our data points. So we, in fact, the first deal which we had with Google, we sold them at peanuts, and that single deal was much more than the entire turnover which our old avatar had. And that is when we started quoting 10 times more, because we didn't know what's the right value, because nobody was using synthetic at that time for model training. And we eventually learned how to price it correctly, and we started going to much more frontier labs. In fact, 32 frontier labs are in the world who are creating their own foundational models. Some of the companies, even though I'm very much tempted to take the name, I cannot take because of the non-disclosure agreements which we have with them. But the best, I mean, the world's most valuable company in tech is working with us right now. You can think of its name, I can't tell, to solve their own hallucination problem. So that is how we understood how to reposition ourselves into the changing landscape, which was something connected with the resilience and capabilities point. which I was talking earlier, that products can become obsolete, markets can change, and your business model can die overnight. But if you have the resilience and capability, you can go into newer markets, you can reinvent the company, and so on.
ग्रेट, बहुत एक्साइटिंग। हालांकि ज़्यादा बहुत सारा कुछ बहुत टेक्निकल है हम लोगों को, लेकिन इतना तो जो समझ आता ही है कि जीवन की यात्रा जब चलती है और अलग अलग मुश्किल मोड़ पे खड़ा करती है तो कैसे अपने एक जुझारूपन से और एक कभी ना हारने के एटीट्यूड से उस पर ओवरकम करते हैं। तो आज की अपने संवाद को इसके साथ ही हम लोग एक इस पॉइंट पे लाके ख़त्म करेंगे कि आप अगर कुछ स्पेसिफिक मैसेज देना चाहें वैसे न्यू एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को जो इस फील्ड में आना चाहते हैं, उनकी बाधाओं के साथ किस मेंटल फ्रेम के साथ आगे बढ़ेंगे, तो एक ये अपना संवाद दें और फिर हम लोग इसको अब समापन की तरफ लेके चलेंगे आज के अपने संवाद को।
मैं स्टेप बाय स्टेप जाता हूँ। एक तो थोड़ा जेनरिक सा मैसेज है विच विल अप्लाई टू ऑल दी एंटरप्रेन्योर्स। कुछ इंडस्ट्री स्पेसिफिक है जिसकी ज़रूरत इस समय भारत को है, तो मैं थोड़ा उस पर भी जाऊँगा। एक तो सेम पॉइंट कि वॉट एवर स्टेज you are at right now, you might feel disillusioned or you might not be able to find the path how it might connect to the ultimate vision that you might have. Or some of you who might not even be entrepreneurs, who might be at a specific stage of their professional journey. For the people who are at a specific stage in their professional journey, I would suggest behave like someone whom you see yourself in, let's say 10-15 years. Don't behave with the level of maturity which you are at that stage. If you see yourself as someone who is revolutionizing a specific industry, or who is, let's say, a senior leader or a director at a specific company, behave like that from day one, because that will somehow course correct your trajectory. So when I started, I didn't start thinking that, okay, I am, let's say, a person of a small company whom no one knows, even in the city, forget about beyond city. And in fact, if you work with that vision from day one, you become someone very different. It's a one important example also I would give you, that when that rocket race was happening in 1960s, that who would land first on the moon. So at that time, one of the US presidents was going into the NASA center before the launch, and he met one of the person who was cleaning the floor in that NASA lab. So he asked that person, "Son, what are you doing?" So his reply was, "Sir, I am helping put a man on the moon." So he was not seeing his work as a cleaning exercise. He was seeing it as someone who is helping put the man on the moon. So that is the idea. On day one, don't behave like what you are at that point. Behave as if what you want to be in the next 10-15 years. So that is one message. And for the entrepreneurs, build at every stage, try to build something so great, even if you don't think how it will fit in the big picture, but whatever you are trying to build the best product of your life, and it will somehow connect in very unimaginable ways, because you can't connect the dots looking forward. So keep creating at every stage the best product of your life. And the third aspect, which I would say most of the people who are trying to create some breakthrough company or a breakthrough product, please do so in the deep tech space, because right now I would say in the AI race, India is a bit behind compared to the industries which have popped up, or the companies which have popped up in US and China. And our effort is also a bit as part of that vision to put India on the world's AI roadmap. And right now there is a lot of gap which exists in the deep tech space. So for sure we have built some of the very great logistic companies, for example the 10-minute delivery apps or many other things. But in the core deep tech space, there is a lot of gap that India has to catch up. So, in fact, a lot of AI companies right now in India, what they are doing is they are basically wrappers on the existing AI tools which exist in the market. So, what they will do is they will use the APIs of OpenAI or Google and they will build a product on top of that. So, it's not a true tech company, it's a wrapper company, and that is the gap which exists in the market. So I would suggest all of you to use your courage, resilience and curiosity to create breakthroughs in the deep tech space, because that is where we need the most breakthroughs in the Indian ecosystem.
ग्रेट, बहुत बढ़िया। अब इसके साथ हमारे आज के मैत्रेय संवाद के समाप्ति का समय है, लेकिन अगेन ये बहुत एक्साइटिंग था आपके साथ पूरी बातचीत करना और समझना, और ये भी समझना कि आगे हमारा द्वार कैसे खुल रहा है। तो बहुतों को एक नया मार्ग दिखाएगा और आपके भी आगे की यात्रा उस तरफ हो जहां आपने इमेजिन किया है, जो हमारे राष्ट्र को एक नई दिशा देगा, नई जगह पहुंचाएगा। तो इसके साथ आपको बहुत शुभकामना, बहुत बधाई, और आगे के लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई एक बार फिर से। धन्यवाद।